Hello everybody and welcome to Code. In this video, we'll predict house prices by using one of the most powerful and beginner-friendly machine learning tools, linear regression. By the end of this video, you'll be able to build, train, and even visualize your own linear regression model step by step with Python. Now, before we get to that, before we want to build everything, we have to first import the libraries that we need. So, in this case, we'll need NumPy for numerical Python, Pandas for data handling, Matplotlib for visualization, and scikit-learn for the actual machine learning. So, first what we need to do is import the library that we just said, import NumPy as NP. And then we want to import pandas as PD, and then we need to import as PLT. And just you guys know we are gonna import everything later. So let's do .pyplot. Now we want to run this. So okay, and now that's done. Now what we need to do is we'll need to now load our data set. And this data set contains two columns, two features for this. So the X is square feet and the Y is the price. So the Y is the thing that you want to predict and the X is the thing that you need to predict. So in this case, we need to predict price. So let's see. We want to predict price. So the price is our Y. And the thing that we need to predict price is square feet. So square feet is our X, if you know what I mean. So now what we need to do is we have to load our data set first. So data set, we give a variable to it, and we want to read it. So PD from import pandas as PD. So .read scv. And we need to do the data name, which is right over here. And don't worry, guys, I'll make sure to also share you guys this Google Colab and the house prices linear.csv, the data set, so you guys can use it and train the data set and have fun with it. And this Google Colab is for you guys to use, so I'm just gonna give it to everybody away. Linear.csv. And then we need to get the X, which is what? The square feet, because we need the square feet to predict the Y. So equals data set. And we need to get a column. So we can't just directly put 0 as our index. We actually have to go through it. So you want to do everything except the last column, which is just square feet. We want to do .values, so we need to get the values. And then we need the Y. So we have to do so now we're not going to do everything. Instead, we're just going to do the last column, which in this case is prices right here. And .values, the -1 just means the last, like the last index, or in this case, last column, -1. -2 is the second to last column. So now we did this. So we want to run it. As you guys can see, everything looks correct and beautiful. And now we'll need to split the training set and testing set. So the training set is used for building the model, while a test set is to check how well the model performs. So what we're gonna do over here is now we're gonna use the scikit-learn. So scikit-learn, the model selection, train, test, split, and then we want to train the X. You also want to get the X test. You also want to train the Y and also test the Y. So I'm going to do all of this. Train, test, call the function train, test, split, which will split the data. We have to get X and we have to get the Y. Now, here guys, let me explain to you guys something. So we want the test size to be equal to 0.2, which is 20%. Why so less? And you guys know the 80-20 principle. 80 is how much effort you put in. In this case, it's training. So the more you train, the better the model will perform. In this case, we'll be doing trainings 80%. The training is 80% because 20% is over here. That means 100% minus 20% is 80%. So basically, we're going to put 80% the effort and get the 20%. Although that kind of didn't make any sense. Wait, actually. I'll just trim that part. Okay. So basically, So basically, guys, the test set is equal to 0.2. But why? Because if we were to do this to even higher, the more higher we do, the worse the model will perform. Because we want to train it more, right? To get better results. So we have to train, we're going to train 80%. Not 90% because we want 20%. This is basically their best. Like, it's basically the sweet spot. 20% test size, 80% training, perfect. So then we want to do random state equals 0 because we don't want anything random. We want everything correct. Also, some people prefer 42 as random state, but we're supposed to be doing 0 for everything simple. So now we want to run this. Okay, and that worked. Now we need to create and train our linear regression model. And did you guys know, behind the scenes, the algorithm finds the best, fitting line for the, the data points. That's why the linear regression model is so, accurate most of the time. And that's why the more better the linear regression data is, the more better results you'll get. So now what we need to do is from scikit-learn linear model import linear regression. We just do LR for this example. Linear regression, make the model, and then now we want to LR.fit. This will just fit everything, basically fit the training model in one thing, so it gets a better test result. So now we want to run this. As you guys can see, it worked. So now the linear regression model is created. So now we want to do the predictions. See the Y prediction. So what we have to do for this, we'll need to do a prediction. LR.predict. X test. We want to predict the test. Okay, so as you guys can see, there's a minus over here. Let's put the equal. Now what this does, this will basically tell us how well the model performed, which is why it's really useful to use in your coding. So let's run this code real quick. Okay, let's print it out. Why print? Okay, there we go. Now this is basically just telling us, from over here, the data sets, like the predictions and everything from the X test. Basically, what things did it predict? Like, because we put random state 0, so it picked 3 of the data in our model over here, and it gave us this. Okay, so now we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna visualize the training set. So here, oh wait, no, we want to do it in the bottom. So okay, code. Now what we're gonna do, guys, is plt.scatter. Now this part is kind of tricky, so just pay attention. Well, it's not actually that tricky. Just saying. Okay, now we're gonna do x train and y train, and then the color equals red. This will make that the dots there, like what color you want the dots. You don't put this to any color, but make sure that these are right, the x train and y train. Oh my gosh, what's happening to me? Okay, now we're gonna do plt.plot. This will just make the line lr.predict the x train. We want to make the line color equals blue, and then plt.title linear regression model. We'll just do, no, we don't need model, it's okay. Let's do plt.x label, for area, and then the price, and then plt dot show. Okay, and now what this will do is, oh my god, look how good this looks. I mean, even if it doesn't look good, like, aren't you guys happy you guys built one of your first ever linear regression models? Even if you've built them before, this video might still be helpful for you. So you can just, continue watching this. You can rewatch this, watch this many times as you want. The video will always be there. So now we want to do the test set for now. So let's just, organize it, just say train set. Okay. And then you guys can just copy and paste this, really. You don't need to do that much work. And then just all you have to change here is the x test. So see, this is the things that it got the most. It just got the training tests. And obviously the test set will have less dots than here because we make the test size like not that much. So and then we're gonna come here, just change it to test set. And then, I mean, I have to, but I'm just doing it so I know everything here. Okay, and there you guys go. I told you it'll be even more or less because we made the test set more small. So the blue line, guys, over here is seeing how well the model predicted, and these are just like the actual house prices. As you guys can see, you guys built your very own first linear regression. Give yourself an applause. And now here is the best part, predicting yourself, like what you want to predict. So it's actually really simple. All I have to do is just do print lr.predict, okay, and parentheses because it's a function, right? So we're gonna do 2 square brackets. And then you're just gonna pick a square feet that you want, and you want to see the price for it. So 1,550, for example. Then I would run this. It would give me 232500. So what this actually did, guys, you can even predict it by using math. So what it did, it basically just found the coef, and it found the slope, and also found the the b, and then it multiplied the m, because this is the x, right? So m times x plus b, and then it got this as y. And just to show you that I'm not lying, and this I did not get different here. As you guys can see, it's also between over here. So and that means that our y should also be between over here. So as you guys can see, it has to be between 210,000 between 240,000. So the model was actually really accurate. So, and guys, we just built our very own first linear regression model, and in the future I'll be even making more models, and I'll make sure whatever you guys want, you guys can put it in the comments, and I'll make sure to tell you guys in the simplest way possible. And maybe I'll even do a live stream so you guys can ask me questions, like tell me what to build with AI, and yeah. And then guys, make sure to subscribe and like this video for more content like this. And guys, see you next time.